Hi, I'm Spike Cohen. I live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So when we came here last month, we were here for two main things, and those were, number one, to try to get you guys on our side to call for the release of the body cam footage so that we can know once and for all what happened that night. And then the other thing that we were calling for was for y'all to work with Pastor Moses so that he can resume feeding and housing homeless people in his church, as he is commissioned to do as a pastor. Unfortunately, we know what's happened in the last month. Nothing. None of that happened. There was no call for a release of footage, no statement one way or another. There was no working with Pastor Moses for him to be able to help homeless people again. And 15 homeless people have died in the last 2 weeks here in Gastonia. That's 15 people that were alive 2 weeks ago that aren't. Now, obviously, we can't say that every single one of them would be alive if Pastor Moses was able to open his facility, reopen it again. But we do know that there weren't any deaths like that when it was open for the nearly 2 years it was open. And then in the last just few months, suddenly there's a large rash of deaths happening in a city that doesn't have a homeless shelter right now. Now, last time we were hoping to appeal to your humanity, and we were hoping to appeal to the concept of good government. A good government is one that serves and protects the rights and lives and property of the people and defends it. That's clearly, at least for the case of Joshua, not what happened, and certainly not for the case of the homeless folks that were not allowed to be allowed into a church to get food and to have shelter. So maybe this time we have to appeal to your vote count. I told you last time when I was here that I was talking with national media about this. I am now in talks with Fox News to do a feature about this and about what's going on here. And if we have to take it to that point, they're not just going to hear about Joshua Rohrer. They're not just going to hear about Pastor Moses. They're also going to hear about the Eagle team. Who here knows about the Eagle team? Anyone remember that? There was a team of police officers who, for the better part of several years, were marauding around town and attacking, torturing, beating homeless people across the city. And a few of them were fired. A couple of them went to jail. No one in leadership was fired, because certainly no one in leadership knew that was happening, right? No one in city government, no one in the police department knew that an entire unit of police officers were going around and torturing people. Definitely not. That was definitely just something that only they knew. So the public can hear about that. And they can hear about how this government is treating the people of Gastonia, specifically veterans and the homeless community. I hope it doesn't have to come to that. I hope that two very simple things can happen instead. Number one, you can get on our side to simply say, if the police have nothing to hide, then they have nothing to fear, and therefore let's release the body cam footage and see what happened. And then the other thing is work with Pastor Moses so that your homeless have a place to be able to stay and to be able to be fed. That's just a very simple thing, and it also works well politically too. So hopefully between those two things, that should be enough for us to have a solution. We'll see. If not, I'll see you next month. Thank you for your time.